You think she's sending you signals, but what if most of them are hiding the real truth? You feel confused, frustrated, maybe even a little desperate because you think she's interested, but her actions say something completely different. Most men never notice this. They overanalyze a smile, a touch, a laugh, and completely misread what's really happening. Here's the brutal truth. Women's mixed signals are not random, and they are not a test. They are emotional reactions, and your ability to understand them will change everything about your relationships. The first signal happens before she even speaks. It's subtle, almost invisible to anyone not paying attention. She pulls away and then leans back in. One moment, she's warm, engaging, laughing, looking at you. The next moment, she's distant, almost cold, avoiding your gaze. Most men panic at this. They think they did something wrong. They think she's losing interest. But here's the hidden reality. This is not rejection. This is assessment. Women are wired to feel safety and attraction at the same time, and when those two aren't perfectly aligned, they create mixed signals. She's testing the waters, consciously or unconsciously. She's figuring out if you're stable, if you're confident, if you can hold your presence without begging for validation. And here's where most men fail. They respond with panic, over-texting, over-explaining, or trying too hard to fix the situation. That only creates more confusion. The mixed signal doesn't change, your reaction just amplifies it. The second mixed signal is the compliment combined with subtle criticism. She tells you she likes your style or that she enjoys your company, but then drops a line about something you're doing wrong, or something about you that's imperfect. Most men take this personally. They don't realize that her mind is processing attraction and judgment simultaneously. This is her way of seeing if you can handle complexity, if you can absorb praise and criticism at the same time without losing composure. The third signal is what I call the timing shift. She might respond quickly to texts sometimes, and other times she leaves you hanging for hours, or even days. You read too much into it, assuming she's interested or not, depending on the speed of her reply. But this isn't random. Her emotional availability fluctuates, and her mixed timing is a natural reflection of her internal assessment of you. It's also testing your emotional independence. Men who overreact to timing shifts reveal neediness. Men who remain grounded show emotional stability, and that's magnetic. Then there's the classic fourth signal, touch and distance. She touches your arm lightly during a conversation or brushes against you in a crowded space, but then she pulls back immediately, retracting as if to remind herself of boundaries. Most men assume this is a game or that she's playing hard to get, but the truth is deeper. These micro movements reflect her attraction and her hesitation. She's emotionally interested, but not fully committed in that moment. The space she creates is a natural mechanism to protect herself while still being drawn to you. Fifth, pay attention to the way she talks about other men. Some women will casually mention other guys in conversation, and it triggers confusion, jealousy, and frustration. Men often think this is a manipulative tactic, but in reality, this is her subconscious mind exploring your reaction, gauging how much you value yourself and how much she values your reaction. Emotional intelligence is required here. Don't compete with her words, observe them. They are a test of your confidence, not a measure of her interest in other people. The sixth signal comes in her use of words versus actions. She might say, "I just want to be friends," yet linger when you're talking, laugh at your jokes more than anyone else, or find subtle reasons to be near you. Most men take her words literally and ignore the physical signals, but attraction is not verbal. It is felt in body language, attention, and emotional energy. If you ignore these signals, you miss the opportunity entirely. Finally, the seventh and most misunderstood mixed signal: indirect communication. She might joke about wanting you to call her or suggest an idea for a date vaguely without directly asking for your attention. This creates internal confusion because it's a hint, not a request. Most men fail to recognize this subtle invitation because it doesn't fit the straightforward patterns they expect. But if you notice it and respond calmly, confidently, and intentionally, you instantly elevate your perceived value. Mixed signals aren't a curse, they are a window. a way for women to gauge emotional strength, security, and consistency without being explicit. And the men who misread these signals, they fall into a trap of overanalysis, insecurity, and self-doubt. Here's the truth you need to hold. Every mixed signal has a reason. Every hesitation, every contradiction, every subtle push and pull is telling you something important about her emotions and about how she experiences you. If you learn to see the pattern rather than panic at each isolated signal, you step into a space almost no other man occupies, the space of awareness, patience, and magnetic stability. Pay attention. Observe her micro movements, the shifts in tone, the subtle gestures that reveal comfort or tension. And never forget, her mixed signals are not a reflection of your failure. They are an invitation to understand, to lead emotionally, and to create an interaction where attraction grows naturally, without force, without panic. Because the man who sees clearly, who reads between the lines, who understands these 7 signals and remains grounded, becomes irresistible without ever trying. Now I want you to reflect. How many times have you misread her signals and reacted impulsively? Be honest with yourself. Drop your answer in the comments, because understanding this is the first step to mastering it. There's a truth most men will never admit to themselves. Attraction isn't about words, it's about emotional resonance. And the signals she sends, those mixed, confusing, contradictory gestures, are her way of showing you exactly how she feels, without saying a single thing that makes it easy to interpret. Consider the way she laughs at your jokes. Sometimes it's genuine, warm, playful. Other times it's hesitant, delayed, or even slightly forced. Most men see the hesitation and panic. They think, she's not into me, or I did something wrong. But that's a misunderstanding. That hesitation is her emotional filter. She's gauging whether your energy is steady enough to be worth her investment. She's testing if you can hold space for her uncertainty without losing yourself. The way she touches you, or avoids touch, is equally revealing. A light brush of the hand, a playful nudge, leaning in closer while laughing, these are signals of attraction. But when she pulls back immediately afterward, most men interpret it as rejection or disinterest. In reality, her momentary withdrawal is protection, not denial. She's exploring the tension between desire and caution, between safety and excitement. It's a dance her body performs naturally. Then there's the matter of conversation. Mixed signals show up when she alternates between deep emotional engagement and teasing detachment. One moment she's revealing personal thoughts, hopes, fears, and vulnerabilities. The next, she's playful, sarcastic, even dismissive. Most men see this as confusion or inconsistency, but the truth is far more sophisticated. She's testing your emotional bandwidth. She wants to know if you can handle the shifts in energy without reacting with insecurity, anger, or neediness. Your response reveals how attractive you are under pressure, not just in comfort. You also have to notice the way she uses space around you. Does she lean in when speaking, then shift back slightly, almost as if unsure of her boundaries? This is her subconscious testing the gravitational pull you exert. She wants to feel drawn in without losing her autonomy. She wants to know if you can handle that push and pull without trying to control or dominate the interaction. Most men fail here because they interpret her retreat as rejection and move forward aggressively, killing attraction in an instant. Timing is another layer that men almost always misread. A delayed text response, a long pause before engaging in a conversation, a last-minute change of plans. These are often taken personally. But in reality, timing is a reflection of her internal processing. She's evaluating how interested you are without explicitly asking. She's calibrating the emotional weight of your presence. Men who overreact to timing shift signal neediness and insecurity. Men who remain calm and grounded signal stability and confidence, and nothing is more magnetic than that. Her tone of voice carries hidden meaning as well. A playful, teasing tone can mask serious interest. A light, airy voice can hide a deep curiosity. Most men respond to tone at face value, missing the layers underneath. Every inflection, every pitch, every pause is communicating subtle emotional cues. When you learn to listen, not just to what she says, but how she says it, you can decode the hidden messages behind the mixed signals. Eye contact is often overrated, yet it plays a critical role when combined with other signals. A fleeting gaze, a glance away, a smile held just a moment too long, these micro-signals are her subconscious telling you where her interest lies. Mixed signals aren't random. They are a careful orchestration of curiosity, desire, caution, and testing. Her body language, her hands, her gestures, her tone, they're all interwoven threads revealing her emotional state. And here's where most men make the fatal mistake. They try to force clarity. They demand straight answers or read everything literally. They don't realize that attraction rarely speaks in direct sentences. It speaks in patterns, rhythms, and inconsistencies. It speaks in hesitation, followed by engagement, in touch, followed by withdrawal, in words that tease while gestures reveal longing. The challenge and the opportunity lies in your ability to observe without reacting impulsively. You must resist the urge to overanalyze each isolated signal. Instead, look for clusters of behavior. The way she laughs, touches, pauses, and responds to your energy forms a pattern. That pattern tells you her true emotional position far more accurately than any single action or comment ever could. Most men ignore the subtle signs because they are uncomfortable with ambiguity. They want certainty. But here's the paradox. The men who master mixed signals don't need certainty. They thrive in ambiguity. They remain calm, confident, and grounded even when the signals seem contradictory. And that ability, stoic presence amid her push and pull, is exactly what makes them magnetic. By now, you should start noticing a critical detail. Mixed signals are not random, not manipulative, and not a test of your intelligence. They are the language of emotional processing. Women are constantly evaluating, calibrating, and exploring the tension between desire and caution. Every gesture, every pause, every teasing comment is her subconscious mapping your emotional resilience. If you can read that map accurately, you gain more than just clarity. You gain influence, attraction, and the ability to connect deeply without forcing it. And once you understand that, the mixed signals stop being confusing. They stop being frustrating, they become predictable, understandable, and even empowering. Think about the last time you misread a mixed signal. How did you respond? Did you overtext, overanalyze, or react with insecurity? Or did you stay grounded, observe, and let the interaction unfold naturally? Understanding that difference is the key to mastering attraction because women instinctively test the emotional stability of the men they interact with. The more stable you are, the more they are drawn in, regardless of the contradictory messages you think you see. Now ask yourself, when she sends these signals, are you reacting emotionally or are you observing strategically? The answer determines whether you remain stuck in confusion or step into the space of magnetic presence that women unconsciously respond to. Now let's get deeper into the signals most men completely miss, the ones that reveal her true emotional state even when her words say the opposite. These are the patterns hiding in plain sight, the subtle cues that separate men who are always confused from men who are magnetic without even trying. One of the most overlooked mixed signals is the combination of attention and withdrawal. She will focus on you, laugh at your jokes, maintain engaging eye contact, and then, almost abruptly, she shifts. Her gaze drifts, her smile softens, her body slightly retreats. Most men panic. They interpret withdrawal as disinterest or rejection. But here's the reality. She's measuring your response to fluctuation. She's testing your emotional consistency. How you handle these small shifts reveals far more than any direct compliment ever could. Men who overreact create chaos. Men who stay grounded create attraction. Another signal hidden in plain sight is teasing mixed with sincere curiosity. She might joke about your habits, your style, or even something personal, but beneath the teasing, there's genuine engagement. Most men either take the jokes too seriously or ignore the curiosity. The trick is to notice both at the same time. The playful jab reveals boundaries and comfort level, while the curiosity reveals interest. Reading these two together gives you an X-ray view of her internal emotional balance. Then there's the energy of presence versus absence. She may text inconsistently, seem hot and cold in conversations, or occasionally ignore you. Most men assume inconsistency equals rejection, but it doesn't. Women are constantly calibrating emotional energy. When her attention fluctuates, it's not manipulation. It's her subconscious assessing whether your presence is a safe, attractive, and stabilizing force. The men who misread this are desperate to regain attention. The men who understand it remain composed, creating magnetic tension that draws her in. Look closely at subtle gestures of proximity. Does she lean slightly toward you, then subtly shift back? Does she let her hand linger near yours, even unconsciously, but avoid touching? These micro-signals are her way of expressing curiosity and desire while maintaining a sense of safety. Most men see hesitation and interpret it as rejection. The men who see attraction beneath hesitation recognize it as an opportunity to hold presence rather than overreact. Pay attention to the way she talks about other men. Some women casually mention other guys. This triggers jealousy and insecurity in men who misread mixed signals. But the reality? This is a test, not a trap. She's gauging your confidence and your emotional stability. A grounded response, even a playful acknowledgement, signals strength. Overreaction signals neediness. Mixed signals are not a puzzle to solve. They're feedback about your energy and how she experiences you. Another key signal is verbal contradictions. She may say, "I just want to be friends," yet her gestures, touch, and lingering presence suggest she's drawn to you. Men who interpret only words miss the true emotional signals. Attraction speaks through body language, attention, and energy. The words are often camouflage for deeper desire. Observing patterns over time rather than isolated statements is how you decode these contradictions. Finally, there's indirect invitation. She might hint at wanting to meet, suggest an idea, or make a playful comment that's not a direct request. Most men ignore these subtle cues. They wait for explicit instructions. But attraction rarely works with explicit clarity. The men who respond confidently to indirect cues, without overthinking, become magnetic by default. Their calm presence transforms ambiguity into opportunity. Mixed signals are not random chaos. They are a language of emotional evaluation, testing, and curiosity. Each pause, each hesitation, each playful contradiction reveals layers of attraction and caution. Most men fail because they react emotionally. The ones who succeed observe strategically, remain grounded, and respond in ways that honor both their own energy and hers. Think about it this way. Her signals are like a map. She's showing you where she feels safe, where she's curious, and where she's hesitant. Misreading the map leads to confusion. Reading it correctly gives clarity, influence, and emotional alignment. So ask yourself, when you encounter these mixed signals, do you panic and overreact? Or do you step back, observe, and respond from presence? Your answer determines whether you remain lost in frustration or become someone she's drawn to effortlessly. Here's the part most men never understand. Mixed signals are not a problem. They are an opportunity. Every hesitation, every playful contradiction, every subtle withdrawal is a doorway to deeper attraction if you know how to respond. And the truth that no one tells you is this: women are wired to test emotional strength more than they are to test charm, looks, or clever lines. When you notice her pulling back slightly, when she laughs but then grows quiet, when she teases but lingers, most men panic. They try to force clarity, they overtext, overexplain, or push too hard. That desperation kills attraction instantly, but the men who see the rhythm of her mixed signals and respond with grounded presence, they become magnetic. Because attraction doesn't need chasing, it needs stability, calmness, and awareness. Now pay attention to the moment she softens. That micro-movement, her hand lingering, her gaze holding slightly longer, her body leaning subtly toward yours, this is the moment she's testing if you can hold your presence without pressure. It's a small, almost invisible signal, yet it speaks volumes. Men who overreact blow the opportunity. Men who remain grounded create intimacy and tension that pull her closer naturally. Here's a truth most men never realize. Attraction is not about control. It's about influence through presence. Her mixed signals reveal where she feels safe, curious, and drawn to you. They also reveal where she feels hesitation, uncertainty, or caution. Your task is not to eliminate the hesitation. Your task is to hold steady within it, to be calm, confident, and emotionally present even when she is sending contradictory cues. That steadiness is magnetic. That steadiness communicates value without words. Observe the patterns. Does she pull away and then return? Does she tease and then show curiosity? Does she speak one thing but gesture another? These patterns are feedback. They tell you exactly how she feels in relation to you. Misreading them leads to confusion. Reading them accurately allows you to respond in ways that naturally deepen attraction and connection. Here's something deeper. Women often send mixed signals because they are attracted but cautious. They are evaluating whether your presence is safe, strong, and emotionally consistent. Every withdrawal is not rejection, it is her testing. Every playful contradiction is not manipulation, it is her gauging your confidence and composure. Every indirect invitation is a chance for you to respond without overanalyzing. Men who succeed in attraction understand one critical principle. They do not chase certainty, they create stability. They respond strategically, not emotionally. They recognize patterns instead of isolated actions. And they hold their energy even in the face of apparent contradiction. That is the difference between men who are confusing and men who are magnetic. So the next time she pulls back, teases, or sends a mixed signal, remember, it's not chaos, it's communication. She's showing you where attraction exists and where she's testing your emotional presence. The stronger, calmer, and more aware you are, the more she will naturally move toward you. Now here's the question you need to ask yourself, and answer honestly in the comments. When a woman sends mixed signals, do you panic and overreact? Or do you hold your presence and let her emotions reveal themselves naturally? Drop your answer below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more insights into male and female psychology, and share this with a friend who constantly misreads women's signals. Because once you truly understand this, confusion disappears and attraction becomes effortless.